All right, let's refine those rough edges of that draft. We're going to do that with our alpha readers. We kind of talked about them a little bit last time, making sure that we are selecting individuals who are familiar with your genre and can provide constructive criticism. These can be friends and family as long as they're capable of offering honest feedback. And that honest feedback depends on how you accept it. So making sure that you're open to suggestions and constructive criticisms. You want to choose alpha readers, that have diverse perspectives. So you want a mix of readers with different backgrounds who can provide, broad range of suggestions and highlight aspects that you might not have considered. Set expectations for what you are looking for. Are you looking for the plot holes? Are you looking at character development? Give them clear guidance to focus on during their critiques, and ask specific questions. Did the opening hook you? Did you like it? Were there any confusing parts? How did you feel about the protagonist? And then when you're evaluating your feedback, you're looking for patterns. So pay attention to recurring comments and concerns. So if multiple readers point out the same issue, it's likely that it needs your attention. And remembering to stay open-minded. It's natural to feel defensive, but remember that constructive criticism is just helping you improve your manuscript. So looking at developmental editing is looking at more of the higher elements and overreaching themes of the story. So something you're going to look at is like your sentence clarity. So when you're looking at your prose, is it easy to understand? So you're going to look at your sentence complexity. Break down long, convoluted sentences into shorter, clearer ones. Make sure writing more clear, eliminating redundancies, varying sentence structure. So having different lengths of sentences makes the rhythm a little bit more dynamic to the reader, and always making sure that you have an active voice, which keeps the reader engaged. Ensuring plot coherence. So outlining and mapping, creating a detailed map, it helps the overall structure. Identify any gaps that are in your plot. Check for logic. Characters' actions should be motivated. And does it follow with the story's context? Does it make sense? Again, looking to resolve those subplots. And then enhancing character development even further, taking a closer look, under the magnifying glass to ensure that main character has a very clear arc. They should grow and change in response to the story. Does the growth and the change make sense? Consistencies, the characters acting consistently with their established traits and motivations. Inconsistencies can confuse the reader, and the integrity of the relatability and how compelling your story is. And then looking to strengthen themes. So if you can look at your themes can be subtle, they can be overt. Maybe you didn't even realize that you were creating a theme. I know in the very, very first book that I wrote, I actually I paid like $2,000 for an editor. And one of her responses, well, you have this underlying theme of friendship. And I was like, let me see. And I thought, well, I didn't intend it to be that, but it is. So that ended up being, at least in that editor's sense, that they picked up on that as an underlying theme. So you may have themes in your book that you didn't necessarily mean to put in there, but that are naturally there. And so you may want to pull those out and, accentuate them a little more. And you can do that by identifying the core themes, the themes that are central to your plot and your story. What do you want to convey with your idea? Reinforce You can reinforce it through the plot and through the characters. But it's very important to not over embellish it to the point where you become preachy. This can alienate readers and, make them put the book down if you get too preachy about it. So keep that in mind whenever you are going through your developmental editing stage and diving a little deeper into the elements of your story. So happy editing.